What, like it's hard?
But
She
it's
got
like
into
hard.
Harvard Law, bitches.
What's with the neighbors? 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 What's with the
Amy's life is a mess.
Whoops, 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 whoops. I was watching one of my ducks. They're like freaking out in the water. And now one of the geese is attacking it.
She has a very big smile on her face. And
This
one
is
of the
my
geese is
favorite.
attacking it.
I
love it.
It's like we've talked about this. I need to have cameras out here and just I don't know if I
Go
talked about it with
live
you.
on Facebook.
Go
or
live all day
YouTube.
long. I would
Dude,
watch
YouTube,
the crap out of that.
like, people leave shit like that on
Yeah.
their TVs as background noise all the time.
Yes.
Like, all the
Just
time.
live, and I would make so much money
Live
because
beach cameras. Boom.
yeah.
That whoever decided that idea was a genius.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, so something really sad happened today. Sorry, we're starting off the podcast this way. So Sam Neill died.
I meant to text you. I saw that. That was not your fault.
Thank you. For those who don't know, Sam Neill was Alan Grant in all of the Jurassic Park movies.
For those who do not know, Amy loves Jurassic Park.
I haven't actually watched it this month.
Loves them. Are they like your comfort movie?
Yeah.
Like one of your comfort movies? Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird where you find like a movie like that isn't like a chill, but it's like it's not even the fact that like the kind of movie it is. It's the fact that you've seen it like 1,000 times that you're like,
So
I'm just putting it on the background. Like I know what's
Yep.
gonna happen.
Yep. I normally will put on a comfort movie when I'm playing like my video games and stuff like that. Cause otherwise like I'm just watching the show and then I'm like dying because I'm not watching my game, you know?
Yeah.
It's
like what's happening to me? Maybe I'm not paying attention.
I'm not paying attention. So I have a question for you.
Shoot.
If you could ban one sound permanently from the earth, what sound would it be?
Possibly the sound of my cat throwing up.
That's a good one. Or the dog.
Or the dog. Needles on a chalkboard never really bothered me.
No,
Maybe
that doesn't bother
scratching
me.
silverware on a plate.
Oh, that's horrid.
Yeah.
Or when your teeth like accidentally grind.
Oh, can we get rid of more than one? What would you get rid of?
You know, that's a really good one. When your teeth accidentally
Goosebumps.
grind.
I
Nasty.
literally have chills going up and down my arm right now. Ugh, that's that one takes the cake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What's your comfort movie right now or TV show?
Well, all my comfort TV shows are the same. They all rotate.
Yeah, same.
What
are you currently rotating? What are you on in your rotation?
Nothing, because I'm watching Love Island.
What's your comfort movie right now?
Jurassic Park. Any of the Jurassic Park movies will always be it. What about you?
Parks and Rec as my, my
Always.
quick background show, and then my other current background show that I kind of throw in rotation is True Blood right now.
I told Alice to watch True Blood, but I don't know if it's appropriate for her.
It's very X-rated.
Yeah, I think what it was is that she asked about it and I said no.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
Very good show.
It's a good one.
He's
going first this week.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I'll go first.
Okay. Oh, hey guys, actually real quick. So, you know how like things kind of slowed down about a year and a couple months ago? That's because I was going to paralegal school. And then today was actually my first day as a paralegal at my work.
As a lawyer.
No. I applied a couple months ago, like a month ago, because the position flew open and I interviewed and then they hired me. And today was my official first day. And you want to know what I went to my new boss and I was like, because I'm still having to help with intake a little bit until they hire someone to replace me. And so like I'm just doing I'm like not doing in custodies or anything like that. I'm just doing like normal things, tasks, not high important tasks to keep the queue down. But I went to my new boss and I was like, "So, what does my afternoon look like for me?" And he was like, "What do you mean? Like, what do you want me to do?" And he was like, I actually don't know." I was like, "Sick." so, so I only have to help intake in the mornings. And so this afternoon, like I found some stuff on another paralegal, like in her office, and I was like, "What's all this?" And she's like, "It's stuff I have to go through and see if things were dispoed and blah 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 blah." And I was like, "I'll do that."
Nice.
So I just like made myself busy.
Yay. That's good. That makes you
Yeah,
look good.
yeah. He
But
was like,
also you're a good worker, so
he was, but I just thought he was like, You'll go to court on Friday," and I was like, "That's in 5 days."
you get to
Like,
go to court?
I
Of
get to
course you
go to
do. Duh.
court. Yeah.
Guys.
Mhm. But I just thought it was funny. He was like, "You'll go to court on Friday." I'm like, "That's in like 5 days. How about today?" Like, what about in between now and then? What do you want me to do?
Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks. Thanks for going on the journey with me.
Yes.
And now I'm working on my bachelor's for legal science. It's
Yeah.
like 3
So
years.
hang in there, guys. Everybody be thinking about Amy and cheer her on, and she's
Yay.
she's awesome.
Okay, so here's my neighborhood story. It says it's like a piece of paper. It's like a printed, somebody tip tapped on the computer and printed it out. And it says, "Recently, we have been able to hear your TV in our bedroom. It has woken us up at 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. on different nights this week. Please keep it down. Thank you." And then someone wrote, like in permanent marker in all caps, "Solution is buy earplugs." That's so rude.
Don't be an
rude.
asshole.
Don't be an asshole. All right, tell me about your story.
Tell me about it, stud. Okay. So I was inspired by, and I'll get to them in a little bit, by a local paranormal group here about a place that they have investigated. So I wanted
That's
to talk
cool.
about it. It's a
Okay,
little bit shorter of a story, but
that's okay. Mine's
we'll
kind
get
of
there.
long, so mine's 23 pages long, so it's fine.
All right, guys, make sure you have a snack available.
I didn't realize how long mine was.
23 pages, holy balls.
Well,
Also, you put
remember,
your font
I put
giant
my
too.
font. Yeah, guys, I
23
put my
pages long.
Oh, actually my font's kind of smaller today. It's only at 18.
Oh, okay. Oh gosh. All right, so I'm going to do a story about the Russ House in Marianna, Florida, which is
Oh,
like
okay.
probably about an hour from me.
Okay, storm
Um,
throw.
so the Joseph W. Russ Jr. House, that's a long name, commonly called the Russ House, is a
The Russ
historic home in Marianna, Florida, located at 4318 West Lafayette Street. The
Can I ask,
house,
are you saying Russ?
yes,
R-U-S-S or Rust?
RUSS,
Okay.
like in the vacation movies, The Sun.
Okay.
The house is often described as a blend of Queen Anne, classic revival, and neoclassical styles. It was built between 1892 and 1895 by a Joseph Washington Russ Jr., a prominent Mariana merchant and landowner, as a residence for him and his mother, Mary Beeman Russ. I thought it was so sweet. Like, oh, you gonna make home with you and your mommy?
I love
Like,
that.
what a good son.
Yeah.
The family had been connected to the area since the 1820s, and the property originally formed part of a larger tract where several relatives also built homes. So, like, there's on that property, I guess, other
Like a
family or
compound.
other partment. Yeah, yeah. Um, Alterations to the home were made in 1910 by his wife, Betty Phillips Russ. Yes, he was not single and alone living with his mom for the rest of his life. He got
That would be
married.
weird.
and that their daughter, Frances Russ Dickerson, also lived there for most of her 89 years.
Okay.
So there
Wow.
were 5
Mm.
generations of family that lived in the house before it was deeded to Jackson County Chamber of Commerce in 1995 and rehabilitated between 1996 and 2000.
Okay.
So the property itself has some rich history. It was here where the Battle of Mariana was fought on September 27th of 1864 during the Civil War.
The Civil War. Okay. I was like, what war was happening?
Oh, yeah, Civil War. Although the Russ house itself had not been built yet, the area around Lafayette Street and Russ Street was reportedly part of the battlefield. The intersection was known as Eli Corner, where some of the heaviest fighting began. Several men were
Hmm.
killed or wounded in the area, and later ghost stories sometimes connected the site's hauntings to the violence of the battle.
Okay.
Another traumatic event that happened in the house directly was that of Joseph W. Russ Jr. in 1930 when the Great Depression hit. Russ committed suicide after losing a fortune during the financial crash of 1929.
Oh, that's sad.
You're so awkward when you're sad. Amy's like trying so hard to be sad for this moment, and she's just like,
Ugh.
I don't know what to do with my face.
What a bummer.
Oh, it sucks. Please know we're not laughing at it, guys.
No.
All right, to the paranormal. To the paranormal.
To the paranormal. Also, I looked up the house. It's really cute.
It's so pretty, isn't it? It's got like that
Mhm.
big rounded like porch
Almost
with
like a
columns on it.
Yeah, like
It's
a
so
presidential
pretty.
front.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. Look up the house. The Russ House has become known locally as one of the reportedly haunted sites in Mariana. I guess that was probably supposed to say most reportedly haunted sites in Mariana. Even
Okay.
former residents have warned the staff of strange occurrences, and they have warned them about working after dark in the home. Because, many guests and staff have heard disembodied footsteps, objects moving on their own, strange smells of perfume. The elevator doors tend to open and close on their own randomly, which I thought elevator doors already did that, but do they not just do they just, when they're not running, they just stay closed?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess they would just open and close all the time then, huh? That'd be weird.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
like,
okay, so when you
what?
go into the elevator, it closes by itself, right? So, and then
Technic
when you go up, it opens
Yeah,
by
but like
itself
but it's like prompted. It's not gonna
because
do it unless
you're
you're
running it.
Yeah, because you're running it. Yeah. You're such
Like,
a
when I read
dork.
that, I was like, "Doesn't
That's
that
not
already
weird.
happen?"
No,
Because it's an elevator?
I mean, it does, but you're prompting it, and, like, when it closes, it gives you, like, 30 seconds to get inside, it's on a timer.
That's true, that's true. Alright,
You're such a dork.
fine. Photographs of mysterious figures have also been captured, such as a man looking out from the windows, and orbs
Ew.
have been captured.
Mm-mm.
Lastly, an apparition of a mustached man has been seen near the top of the stairs in the home.
Okay.
Many paranormal investigators have been here, but the most thorough one was performed by the local group Emerald Coast Paranormal Concepts Group, a group who inspired me to look into this location. And we're hoping to work with them in the future. I spoke with Susan, who's one of the co founders for it. She was really nice, and they do investigations on local places, and a lot of times they will, from what I understand, they allow the public to join in for
That's
a
so cool.
fee,
Oh,
basically kind of like a fundraiser, and the money that they raise goes towards goes towards the restoration or repairs and whatnot of where they are investigating. So it's kind
oh.
of like a little fundraiser for the location.
Oh, I like
It's pretty
that.
cool. So
That is
like
really
you
cool.
get to go for the investigation, but also your money is going towards a good cause. So
Yeah, you're not just paying these people to be a part of the investigation.
yeah, you guys should go check them out on Facebook. So I'm
What
gonna
is
go
it
over
called again?
called Emerald Coast Paranormal Concepts.
Okay. I'm gonna check them out on
So I'm
Facebook.
gonna go over a little bit of I think they've been there a lot, but I'll go over one of the investigations that was put out pretty thoroughly online. And it
Okay.
said, according to the investigation, they observed K2 and MEL meters repeatedly registering unexplained activity like the beep, beep, like where they
Yeah.
light up, and upstairs bathroom door appearing to open on its own on the video.
Ooh.
What they believed were two shadow like figures descending the staircase.
Mm, 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 mm.
The sound of footsteps captured on a night vision camera when no one else was in the house. They captured
Okay.
lights flickering on and off. A voice saying help, which was reportedly heard by 3 team members, and it was recorded. So it was heard by ear and by recording.
That's so sad.
I know. 10 EVPs they considered to be their clearest recording, including one that sounded like a growl. One
Ew, no.
investigator also described a strong personal experience, saying they felt repeatedly drawn to the upstairs meeting room throughout the investigation. The feeling persisted for several days afterward before disappearing. The
Whoa.
team also recorded a couple of notable EVPs in that room. Based
Okay.
on their investigation, the team concluded they did not believe the house itself was haunted in a traditional sense. Instead, they suggested it may be occupied by spirits of one male and one female. They speculated the male spirit could have been a soldier connected to the 1864 Battle of Mariana, although they
Oh.
acknowledged this was only a theory since the house wasn't built until 1895, and they reported finding no evidence of malicious or evil presence and felt any entities present can't talk. Any
It's okay, Amy.
entities that were present appeared peaceful and tolerant of visitors. Overall, the investigation described the experience as a positive and expressed their hope to return for future investigations, which they did. I think this was a really old investigation, the one that I was looking at.
That makes me sad for those 2 people.
I know, you're stuck there.
Hmm.
Now, I couldn't find many reviews, but I did find a few.
Okay.
So I'm gonna read you my Yelp. I'm scared reviews, and they didn't come from Yelp.
Okay.
This one says, as I was setting up for a wedding reception, because they do events there, I had a
Mhm.
weird feeling that I was not alone as I explored the house. 2 wedding guests arrived early, and I ushered them to the top floor where tables were set up. We were standing by one of the doors to the porch, chatting, when I noticed one of the 2 rockers was rocking. I looked at the trees for wind movement, and there was none. I looked back at both chairs, and only one was still rocking. I only motioned my eyes to the couple when they realized what was going on. The lady gasped and said something out loud. The chair abruptly stopped. Someone was sitting in that chair.
That's creepy.
Next one is, my uncle used to live in the Russ house before it was the Chamber of Commerce. I stayed there
Oh.
with him as a child, and it was a gorgeous old house that had seen better days. There were several times that I felt like someone was present when I was alone. My uncle had
Oof.
said that he heard noises at night, that the lights would flicker, and the doors would sometimes lock on their own. The doors
Um,
that were impossible to open or unlock would open with no force later.
oh, that's weird.
And I got one more. The day I took the tour was a little bit freaky. To start off, as I walked up the stairs, I had a weird chill up my spine. Secondly, when I sat on the couch cuz my feet hurt, but then after sitting for a minute, or it seemed the cushion next to me was slowly lowering, just like the tour guide had said might.
No. Mm-mm.
Nope.
No.
It's like they're
You're
slowly sitting next to you and you're like, "Oh, fudge."
Sorry, someone's sitting here.
This is Tony's spot. Tony can't play now. Okay. So as of today, the Russ House serves as the Jackson County Visitor Center and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places, added on July 18th, 1983. They offer the public to have events here or just even tour. It's been visited by many paranormal investigators. and that was the Russ House in Marianna, Florida. You can
So they
also
can
when you
still
go
do
there yeah,
you
yeah,
can
you can
still
still
do
tour.
weddings there?
Yeah. They
Okay.
it's open for tours, it's open for wedding it's a chamber of commerce there. So it's like a government building, but
Yeah.
also in that same town, there's a lot of haunted stuff in that town. I think she said that there was a Bellamy Bridge, I don't know if that one was in Marianna, and then the Marianna Caverns, which I've been to as a kid. You can go there and they're apparently haunted as well, or maybe have some activity going on there, which makes sense
The
because limestone, now that just worked in my brain.
Oh, that makes sense. I was gonna
Yeah.
say a haunted bridge actually sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
Yeah, what if
what
something
does that
possessed you to, like,
mean?
jump over?
Don't say that. Don't say that. Sorry, I'm recording the puppies. Every time they're cute, I take out my camera and then they stop being cute. I mean, they're cute all the
Ugh,
time, but
they're so cute.
that was a good one. I'm excited to hear more things from them.
Yeah, I really would like to have them on the show, and they're interested in being on the show, so I really wanna pick
Yeah.
their brain. I've got lots of different questions, and also for those who are just now tuning in, or for those who have already been listening to us, I am not like a paranormal expert. I am not like I have no experience whatsoever in investigating or doing anything like that. Have I dabbled in a Ouija board before? Yes.
She got in trouble
That's
for that.
not yeah. That's not something that you should do. Let's
No.
just say that. I would not do it again, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, I'm not a paranormal expert. I have no experience in investigating. I just have a lot of experience watching ghost hunter shows and I love them. And also I've had paranormal experiences in my life. And so
Mhm.
that's kind of what has made me fascinated with it. And I would really like to go on one of these investigations with them. I kind of nerded out on the phone with her too, and it's very embarrassing afterwards. But
Oh,
she was really
boy.
cool about it.
She's like, "Okay, how do I take this back without being rude?"
And I wish Amy was there to like de-escalate it or calm it down. Calm it down.
Anyways.
Why
That's
did you tell
okay.
her your favorite color?
Did you tell her your favorite
No.
color? Okay, I
No.
was gonna say. No, that's okay, but that's really, like, how I am at work during, like, homicides and stuff like that. I'm just like, "What did they do?" And so
Interesting.
I fangirl over my own work because I like true crime,
That's
you
so
know? So, I don't I don't like true crime. I'm fascinated with true crime,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
so,
No,
like, I get it. Like, let me hear inside his brain, stuff like
right?
that. So, I get it. I fangirl all the time. I get it. Okay. So, first, I wanted to say there's like a lot of black widows around my house right now. Like, there's one by my front door, and all of them have egg sacs, which is terrifying. But I just recently discovered all of them, and my husband needs to come home so that he can get rid of all of them.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it feels like there's like 10 million times more flies than normal, too. Like, we have
Have you
obviously
been
like
getting a
have
lot
a
of rain?
no.
Oh,
Like I know, like, we have, like, a farm, so flies are to be expected, but, like, I feel like I need to get, like, fly paper or something,
fly
like
trap. Yeah.
yeah, like, I just need something because there's way too many black widows and there's way too many flies. They don't come inside the house, it's just, like, they're out in my goat pen, they're out in my chicken coop, and they only come out at night, you know? So, I
Yeah.
just need my husband to come home. I need him to put up fly paper and I need him to spray for black widows. Okay. Anyways, I just wanted to I don't know why I wanted to say that to you. I just wanted to say that to you. Okay. So, I am going to tell you about Lydia Trueblood, which was funny that you mentioned Trueblood because that's her last name.
Oh, that is funny.
Okay. This story is going to blow your tits off, okay? On October 16th, 1892, Lydia was born in Keastonville, Missouri. It was a small town, but it was considered a vibrant community. There were banks, distilleries, shops, bakeries, and not one, but two separate newspapers.
Oh,
And that was just like a lot for a little town. It
yeah.
seemed like the people that lived there were thriving. The houses were beautiful, and the people were proud of how educated they were. People were smart that lived there. And it was because that there was also a college in the city next to them.
Oh,
So
naturally. Smart.
they were just proud of where they came from. Now, Lydia was born into a large family. She was the second of 11 children
Jeez.
to the parents of William and Elizabeth Trueblood. 11 children sounds exhausting back then. Sure, the family had a farm, but so you have the children so that you have built-in ranch
You've got
hands.
free labor.
Yeah, nowadays they'd probably have a show on TLC, but back then, they are just, having a great time out on the ranch. So when Lydia was a teenager,
Sweatshops.
yeah, pretty much. When Lydia was a teenager, her father decided they were going to head west for more land. See what I did there?
Ha
Ah,
ha ha ha.
west, more land. So stupid. So they moved to Twin Falls, Idaho. And guess what, Brie? Fun fact, I've been there. I've been to Twin Falls, Idaho.
Oh,
So let me tell you the story. It's where I'll never forget this story, okay? We were at Sizzlers. We're on a trip to like Wyoming. We went to Yellowstone.
okay.
We stopped in Twin Falls for the night, Twin Falls, Idaho, and we were at a Sizzlers. Do you know what a Sizzlers is?
Yeah, it's in like Chili's.
It's like a Chili's. Yeah. It's like you have the buffet. Well, I was eating a piece of meat and I started choking, and my mom had to like pull me out of the booth and give me the Heimlich.
Oh my gosh.
No,
Dude,
I
slow down. Chew your food.
I do now. So, anyways, at the time, everyone was like moving to Twin Falls, Idaho, because like the dam there had just been built in 1905. So everyone was like hoping for this bright new future. So they settled on 80 acres. They grew clover, beans, peas, stuff like that. Although they had 80 acres and crops, they still only made enough to get by. They didn't have any extra money for like the luxury things.
Of course.
Luxury things?
Wait,
Luxury?
what period of time was this?
This was when they moved, it was 1905.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to think of something luxurious, like blue fabric, I guess. I'm trying to think of Little House on the Prairie and, like,
Blue fabric?
the fabric, like, they had a hard time affording, like, the more fancy with, like, designs on it, and sometimes I think blue,
Uh,
'cause I think gray was a cheaper color and brown were cheaper colors then.
oh, that makes sense.
They were
Okay.
easier to make or something.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Okay. Because it's not dyed.
Oh,
Whereas like
yeah,
gray and
yeah,
brown,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, get the boring
natural.
ones. Little
They
education for you
they
guys there.
they couldn't afford blue fabric. So Lydia wanted more, though, of course. She yearned for beauty, like the finer things in life: beauty, clothes, exotic places. Like her dream was to escape the farm and achieve these goals. At 19, Lydia made a choice for the rest of her life. She decided to marry, not for love. Nay, nay, why would you do that? But
Oh,
for a way out, a way to gain access to the things she only read about. She ended up marrying Robert Dooley. Now, the Dooley family and the Trueblood family, they like knew each other. They were like they both owned farms in the area, so they knew each other for a while. And in March of 1912, that's when they got married. But what's funny is the Dooley family wasn't much more off than the Trueblood family, so I don't know, she wanted finer things, and I don't know why she did that. So whatever. So the newlyweds, they move into Robert's brother's house, Edward. He also had a ranch in the Twin Fall area. So the three adults started a new life until, under a small little roof.
mhm.
And the following year, Robert and Lydia welcomed a baby girl into the world, and her name is Lorraine.
Aw.
And you would think that, this was a good time to focus on like being a new mom. Jenny!
Continue.
She She's smiling at me like, what?
I kind of wish I didn't laugh, and I kind of wish you would have just carried on like it was Tourette's or something. Damn it!
So okay, so this would like you would think that this would be a good time for her to focus on being a new mom and having a new baby and starting this family and yada yada yada. But instead, she was just like obsessed with like, oh my gosh, what would happen to me and the baby if you, Robert, and my brother-in-law Edward died? And
Wow.
and they're like,
What
well,
would happen?
what? You're right. What would happen? Um, and so everyone's like, also like, it's not gonna happen. Like, you're being crazy, like your hormones. But back then, what were hormones? So
Wha-
like they're like, oh my god, we need to put her in a mental ward. No, they didn't say that, but probably right because
Probably.
she was like, we're going to be homeless. And so Edward and Robert, they go down and they get a life insurance policy because they're like, we do need to worry about you. But also, to be fair, people were literally dying from drinking like water back then.
Dysentery.
Yeah. So like it also like wasn't something that people thought twice about. They're like,
Yeah.
actually, yeah. So life continues on Edward's ranch and as one little family. Then in August of 1915, tragedy hits the family at a disturbing speed, Brie. Edward, Lydia's brother-in-law, got gravely ill. Now, the details are also very vague, but he was described as dangerously sick. So the Dooley family was like coming to his bedside, praying for his recovery. But at the same time, like Robert and Lydia, they went off and got a better life insurance policy for him. And they named
While he was
themselves,
sick.
while he was sick, they named themselves as the main beneficiaries.
It's
Well,
convenient.
yeah, 2 days later, on August 12th, 1915, Robert died, shockingly.
Oh my
And his
gosh.
And his death certificate stated he died of acute food poisoning.
Who
Interesting.
dies of food poisoning? I guess back then it was different.
Maybe. So Robert and Lydia received $2,000, in which in today's money is $66,000
Oh my gosh.
in life insurance. So they were like, oh my God, so sad. Oh, I guess we'll collect this money. Whatever. A few weeks later, September 27th, tragedy struck again. This time, barely 2-year-old Lorraine died.
Did you say September 27th?
Yeah.
We both have very similar dates in our thing. I had a
I
September
know, it's really
27th
weird.
and I think a 12th as well.
That's weird.
That
Weird
is
things
really
are
weird.
happening. But the baby died. The 2-year-old, she was barely 2 years old.
What?
She died.
No.
Not the baby. Not
Not
it's
the
like, not the
baby.
baby, not the dog. So she died unexpectedly. Lydia said she had consumed water from a dirty well, and that was the only explanation to her death. And people were like,
How?
"Oh yeah, people die from that. You got to watch that one, watch what you're drinking."
Don't drink no well water.
So it was said the family, including Robert and Lydia, were overwhelmed with grief. 2 deaths, not even a month apart, their brother and their own baby. On October 12th, 3 months to the day of Edward's death, Robert, Lydia's husband, and the father of Lorraine, believe it or not, Brie, he dies. His cause of death, typhoid fever. So, yes, typhoid fever. If you don't know what typhoid fever is, go back to episode 71 called Foreshadowing after this episode and listen, because this is foreshadowing.
Yeah, right. I was about to say.
Listen to that episode of ours because I talk about Typhoid Mary.
And
Remember
how
the
she didn't
lady?
wash her hands.
She didn't wash her hands. So, anyways, since Lydia was the sole survivor of the little family, she received all the money Robert had, in addition to an additional $2,000 from Robert's passing. And so, in less than 3
Dang.
months, I know,
She's
less
gonna
than
buy
3
all
months.
the polka dot stuff now.
all the broken. Less than 3 months, Lydia went from barely making ends meet on a ranch that wasn't even hers to calling it her own, being the ranch owner, a widow, and a mother to a deceased child with over $100,000 in the bank. I mean, it wasn't $100,000, but in today's money, it was $100,000. So she's like, sad, sad. Yes, anyways, now I have money. Now I can have access to all the finer things in life. It actually was never reported if she spent all that money, but we do know is 2 years after Robert passes, she gets remarried. Her second husband was a car salesman, named William McCaffell, and it was in the early 1900s, so it wasn't super uncommon to remarry so soon, but people were also raising eyebrows because you didn't just like have a spouse that died, you had 3 sudden deaths in your
Right?
life happen within like 3 months of each other.
Yeah.
Some people were like, keeping an eye on you.
We need to question this.
Yeah, so as soon as she married William took out a $5,000 policy naming Lydia the beneficiary. And obviously, $5,000 and then today is about 110 grand in today's.
Damn.
So they're married and they're like, oh, marriage. And they end up moving to Hardin, Montana. They had been married for just over a year now in Harding, Montana. So they've just been married for about a year. And that's when William fell deathly ill, believe it or not.
Oh my gosh.
And on October 1st, 1918, he passes away. On his death certificate, the cause of death was the flu.
Wait, did you mention Black Widows because of this?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like so random.
We do have a lot of Black Widows around that house.
Okay. I was like, how are all these coincidences happening? This is wild.
So he passes away. On his death certificate, it's the flu. And it just so happened that the Spanish flu was coming in hot around the time. So in the US alone, it had killed around 600,000 people. And that's just a rough estimate.
That's what got Edward's mom in Twilight.
That's true. But let me tell you, if you want to hear more about the Spanish flu, I can't recommend the podcast. This podcast will kill you enough. So, and oddly enough, episode 1 is called Influenza Will Kill You. It talks about the Spanish flu, and it's an amazing podcast. I've been listening to them for years. I also got some information about the typhoid Mary from them. They did a whole episode on her. Super great podcast. Anyways, just a little plug for them. So,
wait, what is it? This podcast will kill you?
This podcast will kill you.
Okay.
And it's like on all major streaming platforms. So when William died during this time, everyone was like, yeah, that makes sense. Spanish flu. Yeah, it's going around. That's it. So Lydia was once again another widow. So she walks her happy ass down to the bank to collect on the $5,000 life insurance policy. And her surprise, William failed to pay the premium on the policy. He's like, what do you mean? What do you mean he didn't pay? Wait, I just called for no reason?
What?
So $5,000 gone. She reluctantly went back to Twin Falls to live with her family. No financial gain and a widow once again. But she didn't stay there long. She was like, I like the finer things in life now. I cannot be your ranch hand.
Peasants.
So she ends up heading to Denver, Colorado. She met a man there named Harlan Lewis, who was also a car salesman. Now, it had only been about 6 months since William passed away, but Harlan didn't know that. She didn't tell him. She just failed to mention that. And they get married in March of 1919. She's bagging these men, okay? She's bagging.
She is.
They pack up and leave Denver, and they move to Harlan hometown, Billings, Montana. And Billings, Montana was less than 50 miles from where she buried her last husband, William. It's getting messy, okay? So Lydia and Harlan, they got a cute little house. Things start to settle down. Things were normal for some time, but about 4 months after they moved in, Harlan dies. Dead. Allegedly, his death certificate was by gastroenteritis, which is
Gastroenteritis.
which is an inflammation of the stomach and intestines. It causes watery diarrhea, stomach cramps, nausea, vomiting, and sometimes low-grade fever. And
It's
it's
a totally common thing. Stomach bug.
the
kind
stomach
of.
bug. It's usually caused by a viral or bacterial infection. Its primary treatment is preventing dehydration by drinking plenty of fluids. That's what got him.
Dude, does no one Google this woman at all?
Yeah,
Come on. Was Google not out yet?
No, I think
Facebook?
it came out the next year.
Facebook stalks someone. Good God, thank God for Facebook.
No, really.
Yeah.
So, since they were in a new town and no one knew Lydia or any of her former husbands, no one questioned her. No one thought of it. So, Lydia boohooed. Then, according to reports, she bought herself a long mink coat and a fancy car
Okay.
because she collected on that. I don't know how much she collected on that life insurance policy, but she collected on that life insurance policy. At this point, the people in town were for sure judging her, though. Like, girl, what you doing?
That's fair. I
Like,
would be
people are
too.
like,
I am.
like after a while, they're like, you bought a car and a mink coat. Like, granted, they don't know about her other pasts, but like, you're out buying your
Right?
brand
Like,
new
don't you
husband
have
just
shit
died.
like necessities to pay for?
Yeah. So they're judging her. She could tell people were judging her, so she waited about a year and decided, yeah, that's enough time. And she ends up getting married again for the 4th time in
Oh my
August
gosh.
1920. This next
Good Lord.
victim, I mean husbands, you know, was Edward Meyer. Lydia changed her name at this point to Anna. Makes
Probably
sense.
good idea.
She's like, yeah, my name is Anna now. I go by Anna. That's my dead name. Lydia. Like, I'm gonna keep calling her Lydia because I don't want to get confused. So her and Edward, they tie the knot. And the very next day, she goes down and applies for a $10,000 life insurance policy in Edward's name.
Damn.
And the life insurance policy was actually rejected. I don't know why, if it was like a clerical error or if it's because she changed her name. I don't know. For whatever reason, it was denied. She's
Okay.
like, fine, everything's fine. It's fine. How am I going to get my money? They ended up settling down on a ranch in Snake River, Idaho. It's such a beautiful place. You should Google it. It's actually gorgeous. Now, Edward was like well liked by the community. He was described as a strong, kind, helpful man. So, about 2 weeks into their marriage, they go over to a friend's house for dinner. And I don't know what they had, but all 3 of these people get sick. So
Oh,
Lydia,
shit.
her husband, and their friend get sick.
Oh, Lydia too?
Yeah. So Lydia and the friend, they actually recover. But Lydia's husband's condition just keeps getting worse and worse. And he ends up being hospitalized, and the doctors were able to stabilize him, and he starts to get better. And the doctors are like, he's going to be fine. And Lydia's like, fuck.
Damn it.
So Lydia goes to visit him in the hospital. And after her visit, his conditions decline rapidly. And on September 7th, 1920, less than 1 month of marrying Lydia, Edward dies. And the cause of death, typhoid. We're just chalking it up. It's like COVID, you know? We're just chalking it up to whatever.
Just put something on there.
So now people start to talk because he was well liked and whisperings were happening. People were gossiping, and the news was getting real loud, and the saxophones were just going off in Lydia's head. And like, girl, you had 4 husbands dead within a few years. That's a sus. And they would actually like talk about her in front of her. They did not care. They're
Like, this
like,
lady is pure shit. I don't
yeah.
care.
So she also didn't help the situation. She was like, yeah, I didn't really love Edward that much. He was like cool, but like, whatever. I married him, to marry him. So that was
Damn.
not helpful, girl. People also noticed she didn't show any emotion after Edward's death and during his funeral. She didn't even shed a tear. Like, ma'am, don't marry a well-liked man. You know what I mean? Like, marry somebody that everyone hates.
Yeah.
So
Like, oh, yeah, I'm glad he's gone.
yeah, people are gonna notice. She's like, "Ugh, I'm bored. How much longer? Like, girl. So the community starts putting a lot of pressure on the police, and they're like, she killed him. And we liked him so much. So the doctors end up doing a post-mortem test. They find arsenic.
Oh.
This wasn't a natural death at all. So detectives had some questions for Lydia. After a brief discussion, they let her go. She was like, I told the detectives I just have terrible luck, I just want to find someone to love and for them to love me, and I just want to find someone to grow old with. It's not me. Something Lydia probably said. So when the local towns people find out, they were outraged, and this is actually became a debate during a local race for a sheriff's position, like what they would do with Lydia if they became sheriff. That's so embarrassing,
It's
bro.
like their version of TikTok. The trend, it's trending.
It's trending. And
Lydia's husband's deaths was trending.
oh my gosh. But what's like she couldn't be bothered. She was like, at least they're talking about me. Like what the oh
My
so okay.
mink sweater.
So she gets bored and decides to move to Los Angeles, California. And it took her 0.2 seconds for her to find a new husband. And his
Good
name
lord, this
was
woman must be beautiful.
can you take a second and please Google everyone stop what you're doing and Google Lydia Trueblood, please. Just pull her up. Okay.
Well, never mind.
She ain't no smoke show.
She is who
Yeah.
was a famous Catherine O'Hara? No, that's a famous
How
actress.
dare you?
Good night. Yeah, I know. I don't know why I said her name.
I can't even
uh,
I don't know who she looks like.
she's not something to go crazy over. That's for sure.
Like, I don't know, was she like putting out like right away? You know what I mean? Like there's gotta be something. Yeah. So
I was
anyways.
expecting a smoke show.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, sorry.
So she finds this new man. His name is Paul Southard. He was in the United States Navy. They fell madly in love. They get married in November of 1920. Soon after their wedding, Paul received papers to transfer to Pearl Harbor, Hawaii.
Uh,
So they moved to
no.
I know. Like the first like that's like where you're going to go if you want to commit another murder, right? Nobody knows you there. So they moved to Hawaii, and in classic Lydia fashion, she says to Paul, "Oh, Paul, if anything were to happen to you, what will happen to me? Could you pretty please take out a life insurance policy? I'm scared for my future without you." And Paul's like, "Well, that's not necessary. If anything were to happen to me, the government's going to take care of you." And she was like, "Fuck. This ruins my plans." So he's in Hawaii. But back in Twin Falls, Idaho, the suspicions of the death of the Dooley brothers, remember her first husband and his
Mhm.
brother, and Harlan did not die down. Hush!
Amy
Um,
has a zoo in her house, including baby corgis.
so people were investigating, A key investigator to these deaths was actually Earl Dooley, a cousin to Robert and Edward Dooley. So Earl had a feeling his cousins were poisoned. Earl also knew of the death of her fourth husband, Edward Meyer. Listen, gossip travels fast, even back
Yeah,
then.
even back
So
then.
if she wanted to do this right, Brie, she should have at least married men a few states apart, not
Right?
50 miles from each other. You know?
She should have taken that car she got with life insurance and drove further.
Truly. Go to Georgia or Alabama or something. So it just so happened that Earl actually had met with Edward, Lydia's fourth husband, the last week he was alive. Like somehow they met up. And he remembers Edward being super pale and could hardly stand up on his own. And he remembers Edward like leaning up against the house to stay upright. So Earl goes back to that house and collects samples of the sand where Edward had been standing. I also failed to mention Earl is a chemist.
Okay.
Yeah. So he goes and he collects, like, he remembers where Edward was standing. So he goes and collects some sand where he was standing so he could test it. He runs the samples and it turns out there was lethal dose of arsenic in the sand. And so he calls up one of his colleagues and says, "Hey, can you double check my findings? Can you run a test on the sand?" And sure as shit, they find out that it was the same results. So they assumed it was either from like spit or he was like sweating and like some form of fluid that came off of Edward. But that's kind of crazy that they found enough, like a lethal dose in the sand.
Yeah. Yeah.
So April of 1920, Edward's body was exhumed again, and another investigation was opened up, but this time for all of the men Lydia was involved with. So Robert, Edward, and Lorraine,
Oh, her daughter
her
too?
daughter, and Harlan and William's body were all exhumed. After a lot of hours, the results were in. Robert and Edward Dooley tested positive for arsenic. However, Lorraine, William, and Harlan, because of the testing limitations at the time, they could not confirm they had arsenic in them. However, it was noted how well their bodies had been preserved over the years. Now, a little fun fact, arsenic is not just a poison, it was also a highly effective preservative,
Oh.
which would make sense why their bodies were so well preserved. So investigators kept digging, though. They found arsenic in Lydia's cookware, just among the city's seasonings, hiding in plain sight. So detectives were like, what could possibly be the motive? Oh, money. Yeah, that's it. You could think that this is a close and shut case for you. No, bitch, sit down and listen. Okay. Law enforcement felt like this was not enough. The poison, the sudden deaths, the life insurance, that's enough, right? Or they did think it was enough. In May
One
of
would
nine-
think.
One would think in May of 1921, a warrant was issued for Lydia's arrest for murder. She was arrested in Honolulu Honolulu, Hawaii by a Navy officer. She was then extradited back to Idaho to be heard on her charges. During this time, her newest husband, Paul, remained by her side, Brie. He was like, "This is insane. They've got it all wrong." He even,
Oh, poor buddy.
"Hey, knock it off!" Jenny's like trembling. So he even told people that Lydia was a mighty good woman or mighty good wife. Sorry. And he doesn't care if she married 10 men before him. She was a good person and she would never kill anyone. The Twin
Loyal.
Falls, and they've been married for like like a day. So the Twin Falls police officer that was in charge of escorting Lydia back to Twin Falls actually it was reported, he said that Lydia had a great ability of charming men of her choice. So that's probably how she got all these men. She managed to sweep the men off of their feet. She had the ability to manipulate the men of her choosing and make them do what she asked. So she was arrested. She is on trial in October of 1921. And fun fact, only men were allowed in the jury panel at the time, which, okay, whatever. Can't be a juror, but we can be a murderer. So that's something. Lydia was
Feminism?
Lydia was only formally charged with the murder of her fourth husband, Edward Meyer. Yes, prosecution believes she killed all of them, but the evidence in Edward Meyer's case, the poison in his body and her visit before his decline to the hospital, was much stronger than the other cases. They had belief, yes, it was her. She was involved. She was more likely did it, but the evidence was not as strong, so they just focused on this one last death. They knew that they could nail her for it. News outlets gave her the nickname of Idaho's Lady Bluebeard. And the Bluebeard reference is a French fairy tale called Bluebeard. And it's about a wealthy man named Bluebeard that married women and killed them and buried them in his castle. So the press was just like, Bluebeard. The trial was long and it brought in 150 witnesses. That's so many. And
Damn.
her current husband was right there alongside her, claiming she was innocent. And I just know this whole time she's like the meme of the annoying dog. I don't even like you. Like you don't
Yeah, with the yeah.
Yeah. Go away. So her parents were also right alongside her, claiming she was innocent, which is kind of crazy to me. Her legal team claimed the Dooley brothers died of typhoid and she was a carrier, just like Typhoid Mary, and
Okay.
accidentally gave it to the brothers and the child on accident. Then a
Accidentally.
shocking witness came to the stand, Bree. It was a shopkeeper who this is like their key witness, okay? Like they're like, we're gonna nail her with
This is
this.
the smoking gun.
Yes, it was a shopkeeper who testified to say that Lydia came into their shop and purchased a large amount of flypaper.
I wasn't expecting flypaper. I was like, arsenic. No. Okay.
Flypaper. What is flypaper? It's that little red, yellow ribbon that I was talking about at the beginning of this
Yeah.
episode. So it catches flies. Back in the day, it had a ton of arsenic in it.
Oh shit.
It doesn't anymore, but a lot of people figured out if you soak it in milk or water, it would separate the arsenic. So the trial lasted for 6 weeks. The jury deliberated for 23 hours and found her guilty for murder of Edward Meyer. She was sentenced to life in prison with a possibility of parole after 10 years, which
Never happens anymore.
I'm sorry.
I've murdered four men and a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 men and a child. Yes. But she only was sentenced. They only did the one. Yeah. So in November of 1921, Lydia started her sentence. According to accounts at the time, she was a model inmate. She was so kind. She was friends with everyone, especially the prison guards. She somehow convinces one of the guards to bring her bed sheets and even convinced the same guard to bring her a saw. Like, the a Paul Bunyan with the saw, like
I'm
a
sorry,
saw,
a saw?
a hand saw. She said it was for arts and crafts.
A saw. Okay. What are you
Makes
cutting?
sense.
Wood in a prison? Maybe.
Anyways,
I don't know.
so she actually used the saw to cut out a bar from her cell window, and she even had other fellow inmates in on this, and she got them to like either sing or talk really loud when she was sawing away at these bars so the guards wouldn't hear her sawing away. I'm sorry. So, but this is real, by the way. Like, I'm not
Sounds like something in like one of those like fast-paced like 1950s like black and white movies.
So on May 4th, 1931, almost exactly 10 years into her sentence, mind you, she could be, months away from her parole hearing, which she probably would have gotten out because she was a model citizen and somehow convinces everybody to do everything for her. And she's so manipulating. But Months away from her parole hearing, she used the bed sheets and climbed out of the window from her cell. She so she does that. She gets out. She runs away and makes it all the way to Denver, Colorado,
Oh my
which is
good
like
lord.
she's in Idaho, Colorado. I don't know how far that is. It's got
On
to be like
foot?
on foot.
Holy
I'm sure
shit.
she hitchhiked at some point.
That seems really far.
It's super far for an inmate to get out because they're like, "Oh my gosh, like this person's out." So she sees an ad for a placement for a job. So it's for a housekeeper for a man named Harry. And she's
Oh
like, "This is
no, Harry.
so crazy. I am so good at cleaning houses." And Harry's like, "Oh my god, I need someone to be a housekeeper. You're hired." So Harry's mother had an icky feeling about Lydia. And she was like, "I don't know what it is, but I just don't like her." So his mom is just like in his ear this whole time, like saying, like, "She's not a good cleaning lady. Like, you should let her go, this, that, and the next." But guess what? Guess the fuck what, Bree? Harry's mom dies unexpectedly.
No.
And it was said that Harry and Lydia, I guess grief brought them together because in March of 1932, remember she has a different name. It's Anna, right? He didn't know she was Lydia, and he didn't know that she was an escapee from prison for murder. Lydia seemed to be living a comfortable life with Harry. Finally, she married Rich. She would go to church. She was adored by the community in Denver. She had a stepson, and he loved her. She was like, "I'm finally living the life I've always wanted." However, she was still Lydia. She asked Harry to take a life insurance policy out on himself,
Oh
just in
no.
case.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna slip into your eggs.
Just in case what? Just in case what? So, like, run, Harry. So, Lydia is living it up in Denver. Back in Idaho, though, the warden is conducting an investigation on Lydia's escape. Obviously, the shocking favors were discovered, and also another inmate was involved, and he had been so that one of the inmates that she had in on this thing, he was recently released, and his name was David Minton. And David visited Lydia 2 days before she escaped. He also had been sending love letters to Lydia.
Oh
So
man.
he escaped before, or he did escape. He was released before her, and he was going back and like visiting her, right? And making this plan. Well, he was writing these love letters to Lydia. They determined David helped her escape. So a nationwide search was initiated for David and Lydia. In July of 1932, police located him in Denver, mind you. So we think that that's actually she didn't go on foot. They find him, and he had a lot to say because when she escaped, she had promised David that they would live together forever. She was like, "When I get out of here, we'll live together forever and be in love." But he was super bitter because once she escaped, she dumped his ass and went on to marry Harry. So he's like, "Yeah, let me tell you everything. Sit down."
He's
So
like, I got the tea.
so she did get word investigators were close. So she took off to Topeka, Kansas, because that's where her mom was living. Not sure why her mom was living there. I don't know. But that's where she was at. So while she is there, she changed her appearance. She had naturally brown hair, so she changed it to black. And she changed her 2 front teeth with 2 front gold teeth. Is a choice.
I
That's
feel
a
like we
choice.
just drew more attention to ourselves, but go ahead, continue.
Sure did. So the police were on it because on July 31st, they found her. She was arrested and sent back to Idaho State Penitentiary and served additional time for her escape. But poor Harry, he found out about her escape and her past and had their marriage annulled. Like,
Oh,
I don't want any
good.
of that. It was said that she was still a role model inmate, but an expose came out in 1933 of her time in prison, and it was said that she was allowed to leave prison to visit her sick mother outside of prison grounds and was left unguarded for hours and was given car rides and, and allowed to visit a nearby resort. And she was allowed trips to the movies in Boise, Idaho. And this news shocked the readers. And not only was this like she was a convicted murderer, but she was known to be a freaking Black widow who escapes prison.
She's out here living her best life.
Everyone was shocked, and it was because she was so charming. During this time in prison, she continued to appeal her case, and dozens of people wrote pleadings for her, and she was, just misunderstood and wrong place, wrong time. And also people claimed that she was framed. Others wrote that she had served enough time that she should be let free. So in 1943, Lydia was granted a full pardon and was let free.
Oh my gosh.
Now, it's not the same, but it does remind me of Jodi Arias.
Yes, I
So
was
many
trying to
people
figure
wanted her
out.
free. So if you want to listen to that story, I told that story back in episode 50, 51, and 52.
Whoa, that was forever
And
ago.
yeah, she's just giving that, she's got a lot of fans. So within months of her release I'm so sorry this is so long, but it's so
You're
good.
fine.
Within months of her release in early 19 or in her early 50s, she got married for the 7th and final time.
Oh my gosh.
His name was Hall Shaw. Hall Shaw. When Hall's family met Lydia, they're like, "Nah, man, this is not it." They were not happy. Oops, sorry. They were not happy he was in love with a convicted murderer. His defense was, "You guys, she was pardoned." But
She didn't actually do it. She
they
said she didn't.
they still got married. And before his family could do anything about it, poof, he's gone. He just dies. Something, I don't know. He just disappears.
Dude, I wonder how.
And so to this day, no one knows what happened to him. But between you and I, we know what happened to him.
Wait, did he actually disappear?
He just disappeared. His body never showed up.
Like he was never found?
Never found. I think she
What
fed him
the-
to the pigs.
What? Oh, they did have pigs, didn't they? Because she had a farm.
Well, I don't know about this guy, but
Oh, man.
he's just gone. I don't know. But single again, Lydia went back to Twin Falls where she was not welcome. So she went to Salt Lake City, Utah. And that's where her story ends because on February 4th, 1968, while at the grocery store, she suffered a heart attack and died. And at the time of her death, there were rumors that she was completely hairless, which is really weird. This was believed a side effect of long-term exposure to arsenic. Her body was returned to Twin Falls, buried across from her daughter and her 2 husbands. Her family didn't. We're just so cruel.
That makes me mad.
Her
that
family
she was next to them.
I know. Her family didn't want her name on the headstone because of obvious reasons, like people would destroy
Yeah.
it or something. So instead, they had her name listed as Anna E. Shaw, which will never be a name she used while she was alive. It was never a name she used. So whatever. And that,
Wow.
I was researching this story and I was like,
Oh, another one.
look
at another one. How?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that is
Why?
what happened to the guy in the military? He was so nice. You said they went to Pearl Harbor, and I was like, oh, she's the. For some reason, my brain jumped to the bombing of Pearl Harbor. It was her that did it.
No,
When
but
you
she could
saw
have
Pearl
easily
Harbor, and
killed
I was like,
somebody
oh,
and just
shit.
blamed it on Pearl Harbor.
That's also what I was waiting for, but I couldn't figure out what time period we were in because we were jumping so many husbands.
But, like,
Grandpa was in the
I
40s.
could see it, like, at this time, because they just kept blaming it on, like, "Oh, typhoid. Oh, the flu." Like, Pearl Harbor.
Oh,
You just
yeah, he was in the bombing there, didn't you know?
yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Mhm,
Oh
mhm.
my gosh. Mind you that he died, like, the day before in his own vomit, but,
My lord.
holy shit.
I know.
That is, she sucks.
I
And
didn't
also
realize what I was
karma's a
thinking about this
bitch,
story. I
and so
know.
is Lydia,
How embarrassing to have a heart attack in the grocery store and die.
right?
That's embarrassing.
You think she pooped herself? I bet
She
she
for
pooped herself.
sure did. And
She
you're
for sure did.
hairless?
How
The
embarrassing for you.
naked mole rat is what she was.
Yep. You're a piece of something. I'm more so mad about her daughter because her daughter did not
I
deserve that.
know.
None of them deserve that, but her poor
No. No, and
daughter.
you never do it to the babies. You leave the
Yeah.
babies and the animals out of it.
And the animals. Yeah.
Man, when I first looked up this story, I was like, "Oh, like a black widow, that's." I got inspiration from the black widows around my house, okay? I was like, "I haven't done a black widow in a while." And I was like, "Oh, like 4 husbands. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no." I think this is my new favorite story, to be honest.
7 times.
Married 7 times, killed 7 okay, she was married 7 times, and she killed 9 people. The brother-in-law and her baby.
Because she didn't kill every husband, right?
Oh, wait, no, you're right.
She didn't kill the
She
guy
did
in Pearl Harbor, and she didn't kill the really rich guy,
Harry.
the
Yeah.
one with the stepson.
Okay, so she killed 7 people.
That's a lot.
A lot of people. That's a lot. Anyways,
Good
this
story.
story do you have a neighborhood story for me?
Yes.
Sorry this is so long, people.
No, you're good. You're good. Oh, yeah. Whatever. Y'all get over it. It's a good story. All right. So my neighborhood story, I saw a TikTok of this and it was the sweetest. So it's actually a really sweet neighborhood story. And it was a video, but I had Chat GPT make it into an article, and it says on CBS News, they ran a story about a 4-year-old Roman Butsolf from
Oh,
Concord, North Carolina. Yeah, I know.
okay.
Cracked up with the last name too. Roman's parents had separated, and he was feeling very lonely after his dad had moved away. Every
Aw.
morning, he would stand outside his home and enthusiastically just wave to anyone who passed by, basically.
Aw.
Just such a sweet little baby. And
Yeah.
one day, a neighbor named Wade stopped to introduce himself because, like, he's noticing, like, this kid's waving
Yeah,
at me
just
all
yeah.
the time. I need to go introduce myself. So he does that, and that simple interaction blossomed into something much bigger. Soon, many of Roman's mostly older neighbors, they were all like in past retirement
Aw,
age.
yeah.
All of his older neighbors began spending time with him, attending his soccer, baseball, and basketball games, swimming lessons, preschool events, and even celebrated his birthday with him. They came to his birthday party.
Oh.
Like, they were showed a video of the birthday party, there was not a kid in sight, it was just all the older people and the kid. It was so sweet. Roman's friendship not only eased his own loneliness, but also brought the entire neighborhood closer together. Uh,
Aw.
and that was it.
That's
So
so
sweet. I
sweet.
know, I was watching it and I was like, "Oh my gosh," like, not only does he, like, clearly adore these people, but these people just adore this little boy.
Oh, yeah.
It was
They're
so
they're
cute.
they're getting their kid fix.
Yeah, and their whole fridge is covered with pictures of him and all of his friends.
Oh,
It's
that's so sweet.
the mom was like, "I thought it was kinda weird at first,"
Yeah,
but
I
she's
mean,
like, "But it's really sweet.
that's so cute.
At least you know your friends."
What? I'm, like, annoyed by it. You're like, "Ah!"
Wait for me. But, the perks of having older friends is that the mom could also use them to babysit, so, there
Absolutely.
you go.
Absolutely. Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah,
I love
I thought
that.
that one was cute.
That was a good one. Normally, we don't do cute ones, so that's good.
It's always
I love
drama.
that. Yeah, always drama. Anyways, it's been a long episode, so
Yeah.
I still gotta eat
Yeah.
dinner. Well,
Go eat dinner, buddy.
have you checked in on the neighbors?
What's the neighbors?
Amy.
Bring Amy out.
Say hi to your cats for us.
Insert meow.
Insert
Don't
meow
get dead.
here.
You
I
do
know.
better than Leon does.
That was pretty good timing, huh?
Aw.
That was the little girl. Okay. Love you,
Adorable.
friend.
Love you, buddy.
Bye.
Bye.
What's with